I was gonna say it makes sense that, you know, that's why their games are all pretty much the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's not... Even if the gameplay is mostly the same, I still like it, just because the art is beautiful to look at and the gameplay is serviceable enough.
Well, it's a solid formula, you know, it does its job. There's, you know, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah. And they're certainly stepping out of their boundaries with their new game, Aegis 13?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because a lot of their games have always been, some kind of fantasy, usually rooted in what would be considered a medieval era for each area. Aegis 13 is, you know, Gundam future, so I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to do that.
I wonder if it's going to be more of this just with a sci-fi coat of paint.
You know, just get a giant mech doing sick air combos in high times.
Yeah, which is not a negative thing by any means.
I just love the idea of taking a kaiju and just doing a significant air combo on it, and then the moment it lands, tidal waves. Well, there goes Japan.
Oh, mercy.
I do like that dash attack a lot. It's just fun to do. Now here's the maximum charge. Oh. So I was trying to go for a maximum charge attack there, except the fact that when you're doing a charge attack, you're holding down square and down. And if you push any other direction, you cancel into another attack because it's the same input of holding a button.
Oh, okay.
So instead of doing the full shield breaker attack, I instead went into a dash attack. Slight flaw, but what can you do? Aside from, you know, get good. Now, the thing about this is, a lot of the times during this video, I'm gonna spend time trying to do alchemy because I have like 10 bones in my inventory I want to get rid of. But for the life of me, I could not remember what the formula for getting rid of that stuff for Phozon is.
Oh.
So we're gonna see that throughout this video and the next one, unfortunately. I'm definitely trying to get ahead of the curve here because in order to compensate for my lack of being able to take a hit, I have to be able to do so much damage.
Come over here. Do not get distracted by the ghosts and stray from my side.
Okay.
But I love killing you, weirdo.
I have poison.
Well, is it technically killing if they're already dead?
Exercising, I guess?
Yeah. I'm taking all these unfortunate dead souls and just absorbing them into my blade. It's better for them. They're not suffering anymore. I don't remember the next fight because Yep. Oh, this is one of the two fights that gave me trouble. And I hope once you see the battlefield you'll understand why. Might as well level up a little bit.
I can see you're obviously pretty nervous about this fight.
Yeah, when I was practicing this level specifically, I didn't realize how hard this was on normal mode, in heroic mode. So I'm a little, hesitant. Cornelius also has an interesting ability. If you eat food, the first hit you do in your next encounter will do a lot more damage.
Oh, I can see that would be situationally useful.
It makes use out of mulberries outside of the opening areas because you can just grow those and just have a free 30% damage boost. But yeah, this is the fight right here. It starts rather innocuous, but the initial problem is I am extremely limited in where I could fight. Because every area is poisoned, and I don't want to get poisoned. Also, these female ghosts are the absolute worst because if you let them get any form of momentum, they will start throwing fireballs en masse and then running away. And then I lose my time, which is also very low here, and I lose my S rank.
Yep.
Amusingly enough, sorry?
That's a toughie.
Yeah. A lot of the fights in this game is trying to figure out how to S rank them without getting too messed up. And at this point, I just decided to say, yeah, I'm going to use all my shines here. I think I had to redo that fight 4 times? Luckily, these little side areas here don't really... They're not really meant to, you know, tax you in any way. They're just meant to give you a little... to resupply you in terms of phosons. Like, much like in some of the other games seen by Platinum and Capcom, you have ranked fights and then you have basic fights.
Okay, yeah.
The easiest way to tell which fight is ranked and which fights aren't is that every ranked fight is within a circular part on the map.
Yeah, makes sense.
Though I don't think I can leave until I kill all these skeletons.
Why would you want to? Killing is great.
Yeah, this game really does promote, you know, murder to advance. Much like every Shakespearean story.
Of course, well, the tragedies anyway. Comedies mostly just end up married to a goat or something.
What story is that? Now you got me curious. What kind of Shakespearean comedy involves marrying a goat?
Well, I think technically it's a donkey.
Well, honestly, I think that's worse because you're married to an ass.
Yeah, you know, that's, Jeez. Oh, that poison.
Yeah, poison is a lot more devastating when you have no health to operate with.
Yeah, that's a solid half your health. That stinks.
Yeah, the thing is, though, it does somewhere around like 8 hits while you're poisoned, and each of those hits is deducted against your grade. So getting poisoned in the middle of a fight can significantly ruin your chance at an S rank.
Oh, that sucks.
That's why that fight a while ago was so hard, because if I landed in any of those spots, I would have a chance of being poisoned. And I have done that several times.
Yep.
So that becomes a problem. God, I have so many shine potions. I have no need for this many.
You just shine it up, man. Shine forever. Shine on, you crazy puka.
I thought you were gonna go for the obvious one. Yeah, this is me trying to figure out, what do I use to get rid of these bones? Not this. I could use Juggler to make them items, but I don't want items, I want Phozon, but I can't remember what to do. I believe Naturalize is what I'm looking for, but the wording always throws me off.
Oh, I see.
Because the potion itself says converts all food items, but I think it also includes bones. I think this is another one of those... No, this is not one of the fights, because I know there's another fight that's tricky just because the time limit they give you is really low. And the moment, if you take a look on the bottom right, you see a timer. There, in the score counter, there's a score for time bonus, and you get 500 points by default if you finish the fight below par. Once you go over par, that point starts deducting. I forget at what rate, but eventually you can just drain out the timer and lose 500 points.
Oh, yeah.
So anytime I would like to, I would try to not lose any of my time bonus. I'm never gonna do what I want, and it bugs me.
Don't worry, man. It's just really fun to watch a rabbit just trying to mix inventory items together.
Yeah. Though, this next fight is gonna be pretty fun. Like, we saw this boss fight in the last episode of Gwendolyn, but I still like it. I think it's a good new addition to the game. And I believe Cornelius has a really good kit for it. Well, not so much kit so much as he's been given an appropriate item set up for it. Might as well get a little extra level out of that, because I kind of need all the attack power I could get. Yeah, somebody mentioned it in the thread that the stats do matter in some significant way. It's just that you're not aware that you're getting stats as you level up, but also the only way to know what the stats do is to go into the in-game instruction manual, which is done through the main menu of the PS Vita store.
Oh, right, yeah.
One of the important ones is that luck is critical hit rate, dexterity is, I believe dexterity is attack speed, and naturally strength is how much damage you do. Unfortunately, Cornelius's attack power buff does not stack. You only get one attack buff, despite the amount of food you use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make much sense to give you something like 650% attack.
Yeah. Now I take parry here because for the next few big fights I'm not really on the ground much, but I think ground force is significantly better for Cornelius. There's that crit rate going into effect. But yeah, this is the boss. This is a all the new boss fights in Odin Sphere are really good just because the music is good and all the bosses are so well designed.
This guy's nuts. It's like if Nito was made of worms.
Exactly. Also, he basically possesses random objects you see in this area and then uses them as his attacks.
Just like any good Ghost King.
Also, it's kind of hard to tell when you're beating him up, but he does have a face that is conveyed by rags.
Yeah, no, I see. He looks like the Oogie Boogie Man from
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that exact same thing, actually. It's a good boss fight, though, but, Cornelius just devastates with how strong he is.
Yeah, these multiple hit ground combos are kind of ridiculous.
Like, I don't know if he's inherently stronger than Gwendolyn, but man, it's either he's inherently stronger or we're just fighting bosses earlier on so their HP isn't as padded. But man, you just tear through these bosses as Cornelius.
Yeah, for real.
And much like before... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, it just seems like, you know... Well, it's kind of like what you said before, you know, Cornelius is very much a raw power kind of character, and Gwendolyn was very nimble.
Mm-hmm. And it's noticeably shown with his attack power and his combos just being no grace, no style, just raw swinging.
Yeah, this guy really seems right up my alley in terms of playstyle.
He's really fun. Like, out of all the characters I played, I always put Cornelius at the top just because he's focused on ground, but he can also go into the sky, and here's the next secret.
Oh, look to the cliff. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. By the way, you mentioned get me a carrot, like, way earlier in the video. There you go.
Hey!
Let me just pick up this Caesar salad of mandragoras.
For sure. Little veggie men.
This skill we picked up is... I could see it being really useful, however, every time I use it, it's never done in, like, a way I want it to. Arc Wheel is a skill that makes you do a front flip while spinning your sword, so you basically do a slashing front flip through your enemy. Now this allows you to get behind your enemy, which is going to be useful in Chapter 2, but I space out and forget that.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I never really use this to where I manage to get all the hits on an enemy. Because I know it's good, it's just that, man, I never use it right. Now, I mentioned before that the big criticism people have with Odin Sphere is the asset reuse. So, and not only are we going to be fighting the same bosses we fought in the final, the same dungeon as we fought in Gwendolyn Act 7, we're going to be fighting the same boss.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I could kind of see why, like, I understand full well why people found this to be, like, a flaw. It does feel a little goofy that you go from fighting a boss to the same boss again.
What an odd blade. It is frighteningly sharp. It must be a magic sword.
Good assumption.
It is.
Also, how did you miss this?
Sword made from the jewels selfishly stolen from here by the dwarves. Sinful bandits who have blundered into the netherworld while alive. Ask yourself how you came to hold that sword.
Oh, you know, just an evil voice from the shadows threw it at me.
Be a dear and hand it over to me. I will give you a peaceful death.
You are the queen of the netherworld? I am the prince of Titania. I do not know why I am here. I would like you to return me to the living world.
You know, you gotta give Cornelius credit. Even though he has, like, no bargaining chips, no nothing, he still tries to, like, negotiate first.
Is irrelevant.
Of course, man. You won't get far as a prince if you keep beating up other potentates.
This is true, but it kind of lends credit to both his nobility and his, naivete. He's like, oh, hi, Death, lord of everything that is dead. Can I go home?
I bet he's afraid that if he touches her, she's just gonna go flying out of that top.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Odette again. Same exact mechanics, though, some people in the thread were saying they're surprised that Odette didn't use a attack in the last time I fought her. We're gonna see it this time. And there's the secret ability we got, Arc Wheel. It allows you to do Sorry?
It's cool.
The good thing about it is that you could cancel any skill by dodging out of it. So anytime I realize that I fucked up and I'm not gonna get more use out of it, I just cancel out of it with a roll.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in this fight, Odette's AI is, tamed down. Because she is very passive about everything. That being said, she will still try to attack you, it's just not as frequent. Probably because you're still in the tutorial phase of trying to learn Cornelius.
Yeah.
I know she does the attack that I mentioned. There it is, right about here.
Whoa.
That attack always gets me off guard. Like, even when I was prepared for it now, I'm gonna get hit by it later. Because her wind-up animation shares another animation with a different attack. So I'm never quite sure if I'm if I could go for the attack or not, and I get hit by the scythe front flip kick.
Yep.
Aside from that, very tame. The big issue is that, unlike with Gwendolyn, she is not summoning any additional enemies to fight here, which is curious, actually. That blade, though, when you fight her as any other character, that thing is a lot more devastating because it comes out faster too. But yeah, as you can see, Cornelius is fully capable of doing ground and air combos. It's just that his passive abilities lend more to the ground combat.
Yeah, for sure.
Now there is one distinct difference between Cornelius and absolutely everybody else. Cornelius doesn't kill anyone. Well, doesn't try to.
Serve that man are always searching for trespassers.
I don't know if it's due to story reasons for future stories or if it's a trait of Cornelius. But even when you see him absolutely destroy someone like a big boss or a bad guy, he never kills them.
Must inform you, those who are placed in the netherworld while alive are sinners facing my judgment. Such people never find peace, even after death. They are
Foreshadowing?
destined to be torn apart by ghosts and shall forever wander the land.
Cornelius, what did you do?
You will
He wouldn't do anything. Cornelius is a good boy. I just like this little use of
But I was not
enemies
sent
to
here.
show off.
I have not
Yeah,
sinned
and, you
or
know,
committed
the
any
Underworld's
crime.
kind of boring.
I merely woke up and found myself here. Queen of the Netherworld, I shall go. Allow me to prove to you that this is some mistake.
This is kind of why I like Cornelius. Like, the whole nobility thing and the naivety to where he won't actively kill anyone. It shows just how much of a pampered life he's lived.
shall never rest.
Maybe that's not such a bad thing.
It's also why I like him.
Yeah.
Like, in every video game character, it's like, I gotta do absolutely what it takes, I gotta do everything. Cornelius is just like, can we talk
I have
first?
escaped the
I
Netherworld.
kinda wanna just, get out of here. I don't wanna
But
kill
as
you
the
either.
Queen had warned,
Oh, you wanna fight me? Alright,
I soon
whatever.
became a prisoner of the Demon Lord.
Jeez. Millennial problems, huh?
Yeah, Cornelius is a millennial and a puka.
That's right.
So, for beating this level, we get probably the most overpowered ability for Cornelius.
Oh, dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Kick ass.
Next time on Odin Sphere, we meet the Demon Lord Odin. Again.
Oh, boy. What shenanigans will this little rabbit man get up to next?
You say shenanigans, like, as a joke, but it actually is shenanigans. But we'll see you folks next time.